Rock and roll may live forever, but we only retire once. Kevin Lamour of Our Financial Plans and Quadris Investment Services offers a large range of financial solutions from some of the biggest leaders in the investment and insurance landscape of Canada. See how a solid financial plan built with friendly and professional advice can help. Find out more at ourfinancialplans.ca or give them a call at 705-949-1316. Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Lonesome Cowboy Podcast. I'm Brian Tremblay, your host today, and on the line I have all the way from New Jersey, and it is singer-songwriter Erica Sugar. Hi, Erica. How you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me.
No problem at all. So you're a high school teacher, right?
I am. I just got done with my school day.
And you teach physics?
Yeah, I teach two courses, AP Physics 1 and AP Physics 2.
Gotta love it. I remember taking that class once in high school, and I never took it again. Good stuff. Does physics ever become a something you can lean on when it comes to music or anything like that? Have you ever had to pull out your physics skills?
To write or anything? No, not really. I mean, I do teach the physics of music and like harmonics and stuff. It's
that's cool.
mathematical, but I don't know. I write by feel, not by even music theory. So, I mean,
no kidding, eh? Yeah, that's cool. You had been songwriting for a while before you decided to get on stage. I think it was like 2018. And then you finally got up and you played your original music. How did that moment affect the rest of your songwriting and career after that?
it really changed everything. Well, I wouldn't even say it was that first moment because my bucket list for those years, I just sat around writing songs and I thought it was just for me, like a process, therapeutic process that I just like to do. And I didn't think I was good at any good or anything that anyone would ever want to hear, but I did put it on, like I had a bucket list item that was like, go to one open mic,
Sure.
And I went to the one and I kind of thought that was it. And then I made a friend who went to open mics. Like we met via yoga, like totally separately than music. And he was an open mic frequenter and he convinced me to go to another one. And I think that second one was more of the turning point because, a bunch of people there sat me down and were like, you have to go to open mic every week. And I started going every week. Sometimes I would go to 3 in a week. There were some days where I went to 2 in a day, like I just started, it was almost like addictive, like the feeling I got when people listened and I was getting better. And it made me want to learn more songs. It made me want to write more songs. And it got me playing with other people. And then people, it started me gigging because some of the restaurants I was doing open mic at would ask me to play. It kind of started everything musically. Cool. I mean, as far as performing and making records and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. When it comes to songwriting, are you a solo songwriter or do you have experience with co-writing with anybody? And which one do you prefer?
I have never co-written yet.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so far then it's all solo work and that's what you've been doing, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just write the guitar part and the vocals and lyrics and a melody of that and
So on the topic of songwriting, when it comes to that kind of stuff, everybody has a process. Everybody's is different. Are you a kind of a person that sets aside time to say, okay, I'm going to go songwrite today and regiment it, or are you just one of those ones that like, I got a song idea, I'm going to go and that's when you do it?
I don't usually get ideas until I have a guitar in my hand. So sometimes if I haven't written in a while and I want to start writing, I'll set time aside. If I basically will write a song if I set time aside. Cool. It's rare that if I set time aside that I wouldn't write something. It's not always something I end up wanting to record or whatever, but I usually will write a song or most of a song and come back to it. Sometimes, the good sessions, you just write the whole thing right then and there, you know.
Yeah, exactly. When it all comes together at the right time and the right kismet, I guess you could say in that respect. You have enough material. I mean, you got your third album's out, Cover Me in Flowers, and you have enough for
It's Wrap Me Up in
Wrap
Colored
Me Up in
Feathers.
Flowers. Sorry, yeah, sorry,
Feathers,
thank
not
you.
flowers.
Yeah, feathers. Yes, sorry. That's the ADHD.
Okay.
I never get these things right in the first place.
That sounds like a cool title as well.
You never know. Does I noticed though that when you do play, you play and you have covers introduced, and so is it? Does it help your audience? Because I've been trying to do something similar myself. So does it help the audience to slide in those covers and stuff like that along with your own stuff, because it just gets them? I find that sometimes audiences are a bit shy when it comes to sharing your personal songs.
Well, I mean, a lot of the gigs I play are 3 hours. Like, I would never play, even if I have 3 hours of originals, I wouldn't want to sit and play my originals for 3 hours. I mean, I like to play covers too. I mean, I would never take a gig that was all covers. Like, I've never been told by any place that hired me that I could only play covers. And if they did tell me that, I would say I don't want the gig.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I play something like 50-50, or like maybe 60% covers if it's like, if I feel that the crowd would like that better, then, but I still play a lot of originals mixed in there.
That's awesome.
But I
Yeah.
mean, like, yeah, the past couple of gigs I just played, like yesterday, I played an hour gig that was all original. And sorry, I have two cats running around here
Yes,
making
I was
noise.
about to
If
say,
you
who's
hear
your friend?
meowing, I mean, of course, they didn't care about me before we started recording, and now all of a sudden they're
That's right.
meowing and everything. But yeah, I mean, I'll get like original gigs here and there, or gigs that pay where they say play your originals if you want, and that's cool. But like, I played a 2 hour gig on Thursday where I could have played whatever I wanted, but I mean, I put some covers in there too. I think it's just hard for people who have never heard your music before to sit and listen for multiple hours to songs that they don't know. And I find that if I put a cover here and there in those kind of gigs, that those people get drawn in. But a lot of people who come to my longer gigs say they like when I play my originals better than when I play covers.
Well,
But
that's nice to hear. Yeah, that's very great.
you can see people who are just at a restaurant to eat,
Yeah.
they sing along to the covers, and it makes them pay attention.
Yeah. See, now your latest album, you got some pretty top-notch players on there, which was pretty cool to see. Tell me how you came about finding this crew and in studio and all.
So I made the record at Pine Box Studios with someone named Damian Calcane. And Damian's been around for years and years in this area. He's a keys player, but also a really highly skilled recording engineer and mixing engineer. Like, he has a really great studio and he knows what he's doing. And my friend Mary Bird had made a record with him, and she suggested that me and him would get along, and suggested I call him about making a record there. And I did. And I went, and actually, with the people I was gigging with, we went and recorded one song just to see how it came out. And, Damien was like, we can do whatever you want. He's like, but the way I would like to do this is I would like to hire the guys I know as session musicians. He goes, I just think you'll end up spending less because it won't take as long. And he's like, I think you'll have a blast. And some of the people that he wanted to get, I knew already. A couple, I knew Joe Cerati already, and I knew Caleb, the drummer, already.
All right.
But everyone else on the record, I was basically introduced to by Damien, and he introduced me to some really cool people like that I would have met if he wasn't helping me produce.
Yeah.
So I owe that to him, not myself. Yeah.
That's awesome. I saw in parentheses after one of the names Graham Nash, so I went, "Oh boy, he's played with somebody, hasn't he?"
Yeah, yeah, he tours with Graham Nash. I didn't even meet him in person. He just did some stuff on my album when I wasn't there. But yeah, they were pretty amazing people involved, which I was grateful for.
Yeah, exactly. Um, let's hear your thoughts on streaming, and do you have any thoughts on what do you think needs to happen, in your opinion, that makes it better for us at this point in time?
I don't even know. I was just looking at that. I just was like looking at DistroKid, and like since, I have 3 albums on there, and some songs are still less than 1,000 listens, but there's some songs I have that are like at 8,000 or 6,000 or whatever. And it's like the total amount of money that I've ever made from streaming is like in the low hundreds. Like it's crazy. It's like nothing. It's just really like nothing. But I don't know. I have a day job, so
Yeah,
I
I
don't
get it.
I don't get too angry about it. I'm just like it just is what it is, and I'm not doing it to make money streaming. If I was, yeah, I
Yeah,
would have quit already.
yeah.
It's
Well, that's about it. I think that's the big thing is that
yeah.
we're no longer putting out music to make money. We're putting out music to bring people to our shows. You know,
Well, do you know the song by I don't know if you're familiar with Gillian Welch.
I've started to explore her catalog.
She
Yes.
has a song called Everything is Free Now that is literally about how someone fixed, oh, sorry about this kid, how someone figured it out that we're going to make music even if it doesn't pay and that they're making money off of it. It's
Yeah.
the lyrics actually say that.
Yeah. That's a very poignant
Yeah.
in that I'm writing that down because I want to
I
look that.
actually I cover that song. I like it a lot.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it's a great little. I always also like to educate my audiences every once in a while and let them know that you know if you really want to support, here's how to do it. It doesn't involve
Yeah,
Spotify.
Bandcamp is great. I mean, I've
Yeah.
made more money in Bandcamp in the past year than I've ever made streaming, and that's just since I released an album in September. Not like I've made so much money or anything, but it's more than the couple $100 I've made in since 2021 streaming. So,
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. Yeah, the numbers are I can give even bleaker numbers than that. You know how that goes. Um, what's the music community in that like where you are, where you live? Do you
oh,
have?
it's
Is there?
amazing. I
Is
mean,
it?
that's I think kind of why I got sucked in when going to open mics. I mean, it's like such a supportive, just magical group of people. Like there's so many talented people, and everyone I've met is so generous and supportive and helpful. Like I've literally met no jerks through it. And I mean, that seems to be everywhere I go. Like, I'll start traveling and go over the years. I've met musicians that are like an hour away in every direction, maybe even further. And I found that to be the case with almost everyone I've come into contact with. It's just like a beautiful community.
That's good. That's excellent. Well, I mean, you have there's a few notables that have in the music business that have come from the area, you know. Um, so I can I would be surprised if there wasn't any kind of that kind of a community there. And yeah, I'm jealous, and I think a lot of people are too because I come from a community where there is no music community. You
That's it.
know.
I can't even imagine that. And I'm interested because I'm going to move to Brooklyn in
Oh wow.
2027. And I mean, it's not that far from here. I can still gig here on weekends if I want. It's not that far, but I'm wondering how it's going to be in the city.
Yeah, exactly. Is when it comes to touring and performing, do you get out of your area very much, or
I usually go about an hour in any direction.
yeah,
I mean, I played in Easton, Pennsylvania yesterday, which is exactly an hour away.
yeah? It's you're very fortunate for a lot of musicians who have, and I have friends in the Ottawa area, in the Ottawa Valley area, and they're the same way. They can They could do a tour by just an hour to 2 hours from all
Yeah.
the communities around.
I wouldn't call it a tour. I'm more like a weekend gigger. I actually have a few jobs. I'm a yoga teacher as well. I mean, I
Cool.
keep myself busy.
Yeah.
So, I've been gigging 2 or 3 times a weekend the past couple weeks, but I don't really do that all year. I mean, in the summer I gig a lot because I'm off from school.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I mean, I think of it, it's like supplemental income and, a couple hundred hours here, a couple hundred hours there. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I
I
just,
get it.
I like doing it. I mean, I've started asking for more money and not doing stuff that pays really poorly just because I get tired. I mean, it's a lot of work and a
Yeah,
lot of equipment and whatever. I mean, I used to just say yes to everything when I started gigging, but I've gotten more picky over time and I ask for more money. And
yeah.
some people will give it and some people won't.
Yeah, it's when you go through what you go through, and then at the end of the night, when they hand you what they hand you, sometimes things have to change. That's definitely an education.
Yeah, I mean, that just happened to me a couple of weeks ago. Like, I was like, I can't believe it. I was going, this is all that we get here? I'm like, I thought it was more than this. And they're
Yeah.
like, no, that's what you always get. And I'm like, well, maybe it's not enough anymore. I don't know. I don't,
Yeah. I get paid what I was playing for in the 90s here, so
yeah,
it's all the same. What's coming up next for you, Erica? Anything big on the books?
well, the move to Brooklyn will be a big deal. I mean,
Ah, yes.
I'm gonna retire from teaching in New Jersey next year because it'll be my 25th year, and I can get my basically free health care and a pension. And I'm gonna move to Brooklyn and teach high school there for a
Good.
while I'm collecting a pension. And yeah, that's gonna be a big deal because it's gonna be like starting from scratch in the scene there. I don't really know anybody in the music scene there. Some of my friends here gig in Brooklyn once in a while, but I'm gonna have to like go out and go to open mics and meet people and see what's going on and walk into places and see if they'll hire me.
Yeah, right.
It'll be
That's
kind of exciting.
it could be a daunting task going from a community that you're very familiar with in regards to the music community to where the heck am I going to go over there? That kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, I think it's going to be open mics for a little bit. Just this, I know some of the places where I should go. Like I know the scene enough because I've gone to see shows enough times and
Sure.
gone to see my friends play. Like I know where I want to hang and where I want to get involved in the scene, and I just will, and I'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there's so much music in Brooklyn, especially America. I'm sorry, this cat is really making a lot of noise on your podcast.
Oh, that's not a problem
Kitten.
whatsoever. I have big forgiveness for cats.
It's like she just wants to be near me. Um, so yeah, I don't. There's a really huge Americana music scene in Brooklyn. I mean, like it's good. So
Yeah.
hopefully I can play a little bit there. I mean, I don't know if I'll get as many gigs as I'm getting in North Jersey, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Have,
from what I hear, it actually pays better over here than it does in the city. So I'm gonna keep taking gigs in New Jersey a couple weekends a month,
yeah.
and
Well, that's very cool.
I will have a horse in North Jersey as well. So I'm gonna come home, drive over here, and sleep at my dad's.
Nice.
2 nights a month, and go see my horse and play some music back here. So I see people, and
Cool. You got a nice horse. What do you got?
I have an Appaloosa. He's actually blind, but that's why he's staying put. I don't want to move him because he's
Gotcha.
memorized his environment where he lives, and he's been there for 10 years. So
Good stuff. Are you an equestrian type rider or a Western rider?
I haven't used the saddle in probably 8 years.
No
I just
kidding.
ride bareback when I ride. Like I said,
Okay.
my horse has no eyes. So I don't do
Oh,
anything crazy with
that's
him.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. You're
I ride him around a little bit, but I've had an English saddle. I had a Western saddle. My English saddle got stolen by some jerk at the barn, so I don't have one anymore. So I guess I'm a Western rider.
I forgot about that. I was looking at your socials and you talked about And I even mentioned it to my wife. I says, this lady has a blind horse and the horse has a seeing eye mule.
That's a mini donkey, his little buddy.
A
Yeah.
mini donkey. There you go. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. That's excellent. Any recording albums coming along? You're going to wait till that comes into Brooklyn and see what you can find there?
No, I'm gonna start recording again soon. I usually like I'm gonna do another album with Damien, I think, because I had such a great time.
Great album.
I'm waiting. I have 4 songs. I've written about 12 or so songs since the stuff on the last album, but 4 of them are really I'm digging them and playing them at gigs and stuff. So I'm
Cool.
just last time we recorded, we did 5 songs. The way we recorded it was the band came in and they recorded their parts together live, and we did 5 songs each. I mean, there was lots of sessions, but the
Sure.
2 main sessions with the band,
Yep.
we did 5 songs each time. So I just want to get one more song together. As soon as I have one more strong song, I'm gonna go schedule a date with the same players, I think. Yeah.
That sounds great. Yeah. I have to ask about your students. Do they know about your music, and have they asked you about it?
They know about my music. It's funny. I mean, I don't know. I've worked at the same school for a long time, so like when you work for a while in the same district and have like brothers and sisters, like your reputation like precedes you. Like people know who I am at the school, so they know I play music because I've played music for a while now. But like on back to school night, one of the parents was like, "Oh, I love your new album." Like they know.
That's awesome.
But we don't really talk about it all that much. Like the kids don't. I think they've probably listened to it, but like it's not most of their type of music. Like they think
Yeah.
it's very country.
Yeah.
My students who listen, I mean, they listen to all different stuff, but in general, most of them listen to pop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like to them, it sounds very country. Like they think I'm a country musician, which is fine. It's all country-ish, but it's not country music. But I mean, whatever. They don't. They all know about it. I'll talk about it once in a while, like in
That's
passing.
cool. Yeah.
But my
Well-
students who play instruments tend to ask me more questions about like what I play and like stuff like that. Like I have a lot of students who play instruments in band and stuff.
That's cool. That's very
We'll have
cool.
like private side conversations about it.
I interviewed a musician here in Canada. He's in this province in Ontario, and he's played with some notable Canadian bands. Metal kind of heavy rock bands kind of thing. And Sean is also a middle school teacher in a Catholic school system. And I asked him about his students, and he says, "Well, it's not my students so much." He says it's their parents.
Yeah, I mean, I think my students' parents probably like my music better than they do, but I don't think any of them really sit around and listen to it too much. Like, there's students at my school who have music on Spotify. Like
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's so common to put music out now that it's like it's not that shocking
Yeah,
to
exactly.
students that someone would do it.
yeah, exactly.
Like they don't like giggle and act like it's embarrassing or something. Like it's just
It's just something you do. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
which is cool because I think all the fear that held me back all those years, and not that it was about my students so much, but
Yeah,
that just
exactly.
people would think I was making a fool of myself or something. Like
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure if anyone thinks I'm making a fool of myself, that's probably their problem and not mine.
Excellent. Eric Sugar, please tell our folks who are listening where they can find more about you and your socials and all that fun stuff.
Oh, well, I have a website. It's www.erikashergermusic.com. That's ErikaSherger music.com. And there's links to all my socials there. I mean, I'm most active on Instagram and Facebook and Threads. I do have a YouTube that could use some support. I have a Bandcamp where I'm selling some vinyl and some CDs. That's really there's links to that on my
Good.
website, but I'm only selling them from Bandcamp. I'm not selling them directly from my website.
There we go. Yeah, that's a great way to do it. Yeah. Outstanding. Erica, thank you so much for coming on the program and telling us all about your music and your processes. And do check out her stuff, folks. I do have link here when the show is up, and you'll be able to link directly to Erica's website and check her out in that respect too. Thanks for coming on, Erica.
Thank you so much, Brian.